Welcome back, Diecast OutKast here, episode 22. Today we're going to do a Veterans Day special, 1964 Chevy 2 Gasser. Before we get started, I want to thank everybody for helping me hit 1,000 subscribers last week. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thank you. So Stephen Mintz on the Custom Diecast Renegades and Hoodlums page suggested a Veterans Day build, so that's what we're going to do. Also, don't forget, next week, the 3 Blind Mice Invitational, we're doing a Hot Wheels Chevy Flash Cider, and these are all the other guys that's going to be doing it with us. This build is going to be epic, so be watching. Now let's get started on this gasser. My goal is to take these 2 cars and make one out of it, but I wanted the coupe to be a gasser and not the wagon. It's definitely going to take some modification, but I think I can make it work. The Chevy 2 castings are pretty popular, I would assume, since Hot Wheels has 3 different ones out at the same time. This one happens to be the 52nd anniversary car, and I'm not digging the gold at all. Off camera, I drilled out the bases, so let's take them apart and see what they look like on the inside. I'm going to start out by comparing the 2 castings to see what's going to fit, what's not going to fit, what we'll need to do. I'll warn you now, there's a lot of test fitting. You know what they say, cut once, measure twice, or maybe something, I don't know. We're just going to wing it. Since everybody else has got one, I bought me a jeweler saw. Came in the mail today. I put a blade on it, made about 3 strokes. It busted in half, the blade went through my finger. After cleaning up the blood and guts, I went ahead and cut this hood out. The coupe's glass will work, but we're going to have to cut this front piece off to make it fit. We're also going to have to cut off the back half of this and do something else with the bumper. We'll probably have to glue it to the base. And glass fits nice. Other than a few modifications, it's not that far off. The rear of the base was sticking out a little bit, so we're going to have to cut a little off of it. We're going to glue the bumper to the base there, and right now we're going to pull the wheels off of it. So far so good. I believe it's going to work. Use super glue and then sprayed it with the Instaset. Right here you can see my awesome cutting skills. We're going to file it down so it'll look just like the wagon casting does. If you notice the coupe car, the wheel arches are flat, so we're going to have to take a file and file it out round so we can fit some wheels up underneath it. That filing was taking forever, and then I went and got my Dremel tool and this wheel here, and I think it'll work perfect. I'm glad I went that way with the Dremel tool because this is about as clean cut as we're going to get. Check it out, it's starting to look like a gasser. Now it's time to strip it down. If you notice, the bowl that we're using is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles bowl that I had when I was a kid. It's pretty crusty, so don't worry about it. The citrus strip works great. It doesn't bubble up or give us much of a show, but when it starts working, it takes it all off. Here's the casting after stripping. I'm really happy how those wheel arches turned out. Now we're going to polish it up with some 4/0 steel wool. And since we're going to paint this a Spectra Flame olive color, we're going to use some Mother's polish and polish the casting out. I used a degreaser, then went back over it with some Dawn dish soap, cleaned it off a little bit more, and then wiped it down with a clean microfiber cloth before we go to paint it. We're going to mix up some Spectra Flame Olive from the Redline shop. I'm going to add it in with a little bit of 2K urethane clear and the hardener. Gave this casting about 5 coats of the Spectra Flame, and it turned out awful. I cannot handle how it looks. It's not the paint, it's the casting. So we're going to go back over it and primer it with some flat black. We're going to go over that black with some Wicked Colors by Createx Silver. So here's the casting in the silver paint. This will be the base for our Spectra Flame Olive Candy to go back over. And here is 7 coats of the Spectra Flame Olive. I'm happy with this paint. There was not hardly any imperfections at all. Now we're going to put the decals on. These water slide decals I ordered for a 55 Chevy Gasser that I was going to do to build my own version of the Redline Club car that came out earlier this year. It's themed after the World War II planes called the Flying Tiger. I thought this would be perfect for the Veterans Day theme. Now I'm going to paint the interior with some camo sand from Testers. I got it at Hobby Lobby for more than half price. It was on clearance. Gonna spend a little time off camera doing some details on the engine, the interior, and the body of the car. Then I buried the body in clear to seal in the decals. Put about 4 coats on it. Look at that gloss shine. Now we're going to dip the glass in our pledge solution. This will put an extra gloss shine over the top of the window. Here's a couple inspiration photos of the Flying Shark planes. Pretty aggressive looking. Always thought they looked sweet. Here's all the pieces with the details and the wheel swap. Time to put this thing back together and see what it looks like all in one piece. But first we're going to remind you of what it looked like before we started on it. I want to thank you guys again for watching. Make sure you subscribe, thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think. And here is the final result. And here's a view from the top, so you can see some more of the details and that extra shine from the clear coat. don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up.
Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.